Hi, it's Johnny Parker, and this is my September allotmency update. It's a fantastic sunny morning on the 8th of September here on the Wirral, can't say it, and I'm here digging a few spuds, and this is starting with me the red barrow. Everything's still kind of mixed really. We've got some nice blooms, even got the glads starting to come up, so probably need to put a cane in those. Lobelias are hanging in there, so it's been great fun. That been quite a success really, I think. It's been an amazing growing season, I think. This is my first year on the plot, and if you look at it from here, it looks a bit overgrown. Some of the stuff down here probably needs trimming, and this was once a kind of a compost heap which is just completely overgrown with weeds, and the grass has continued to grow in places wherever it can, and the bindweed. I've been fairly lucky with me mare's tail. It's not too big a problem. If I can keep on top of it, I think I'll be okay. But I haven't really had that much time to put into it, and I've been busy doing so many different things this summer, but I've still managed to get tons of produce out of it. Can't believe how much stuff I've been able to grow. It's such a better plot compared to my old one. Even these cucumbers, which went in pretty late really, and got a nice big fat cucumber there hiding in there. You can see it. It's got proper spiky on the outside. Yeah, you definitely need to peel that before you eat it. I put some late beans in here, but they've not materialised. The little French beans haven't been that great at germinating for some reason. I don't know why. I've not really had any success with them. But I'm just digging up the last of me Lady Crystals. These were first earlies. They're so lovely. God, they're just a great spud. Really waxy and really fantastic flavour. I've had some great success with me peas. They've all gone over now, but these were early onwards, and they got first prize in the allotment show, which I was thrilled with. I've never entered anything before. I also got a third for my onions, and I got a third for something else. Can't remember what it was now. Memory's not what it was. Anyway, there's some really lovely raspberries coming into season here, and I don't know what these are, what particular type they are. I mean, they're really lovely. They taste like proper raspberry taste. I know that sounds a bit daft because they are raspberries, but some raspberries taste a bit sort of bland and a bit kind of weird, but these are really fantastic. I've kind of let this patch go really. It's all gone a bit wild. There's a project for the winter to get it sorted out, but the ziri spuds have gone over now, so they need lifting, and the squash, as you can see, is doing what squashes do, and is taking over the place, and I've got some really nice squashes coming up there, yeah, with the backdrop of bindweed, which is bloody everywhere. I've got runners off me strawberries, which really need potting up so I can get some more plants in next season. Sweet corn is pretty much ready to go. God, this has been so nice, the sweet corn. I can't believe how tasty it is. I mean, I did grow sweet corn years ago, and I'd forgotten how fantastic it is when you just pick it straight off the plant and eat it. It's just so much better than anything you get in the shops or in a tin. The cauliflowers were an unqualified disaster, but I think that everybody else in the country has had similar problems, although there was one guy in the allotment who did manage to grow a proper ginormous cauliflower and won the best veg in the show for it. I've had a cabbage which was absolutely delicious, and I've got some sprouts that growing here and some collie, and I desperately need to raise the mesh on these. I'm not sure how much they're going to get eaten now, but I want to keep the pigeons off them at the least, because I don't trust those pigeons. And these runner beans have been absolutely amazing. I can't believe how much fruit I've had off these. It's just absolutely incredible. I've had kilos and kilos and kilos, and I've left some of them on the plant to, you can see how big they are, whoppers, and they're gonna give me some seeds for next year. That one's about 1.5 foot long, but I think once they get a bit bigger than that, then they just get too stringy. I don't like them. I've got a squash growing in here. It's kind of hiding in amongst the grass. Hasn't got as many on it as the other one, but still quite a few. My neighbour Eddie, he had some lovely daffodils and fantastic array of dahlias this year. They're really beautiful. I love having some flowers around, you know, they really brighten the place up. So good on you, Eddie. My mate Dave in the next door plot, he's done so well. He's got some great leeks here. They're going to be really good. He's pulled a lot of his stuff up now, but he's had a great season, and you know, he's had loads of stuff growing in his greenhouse as well. And on the subject of greenhouses, I've got some toms ripening up now, and these are going to be yellow ones, and I've had a few off them already. God, they're so sweet, fantastic, really lovely. I've planted a few leaves, got a bit of rocket growing there, and some mixed leaves, and some God, what's the name of the bugger? Where are we? Basil! So they're coming on well after a bit of a slow start. I've been so made up with how much I've been able to grow, and I've hardly done anything really this year. It's been like just do a bit whenever you can and throw something in, and the ground has responded beautifully, really. Couldn't have asked for anything more. But I've come to a decision about the greenhouse. This plastic temporary roof, I know I've hummed and hawed about the greenhouse all season long, really, and this was just a makeshift to get it covered up so I could actually use it. But I've been reading stuff about plastics and how much they're just getting everywhere, really. Even in the poles, all these tiny little pieces of plastic that gets blown by the wind. They're so small you can't even see them, and they're just polluting the whole planet, really. And I thought, well, you know, what can I do about it? You feel a bit powerless as an individual, but I'm thinking, well, I can just ditch the plastic, to be honest. I can get rid of it. And I know I've had a bit of success with the weed-proof membrane this year. I mean, as you can see, there's hardly any weeds growing up there in the onion plot, and the broad beans did well. I've got some underneath my rhubarb as well, but I'm thinking, you know, this is all plastic, really, and as you can see, you know, it does kind of shred up, and where are all those little bits going to go? And we'll all be pooing them out and breathing them in. So I'm thinking I'm just going to ditch the plastic. And I know I wanted to get rid of the glass because I felt it was a bit dangerous, and it probably is, the greenhouse state it's in, but I'm thinking I really need to go back to glass and just ditch the plastic, and instead of the weed-proof membrane I'll mulch instead, which would be much better for the ground and better for the planet. I'm not too sure what to do about the covering for the plants, you know, the netting. It's pretty good at protecting them. Well, it wasn't that good at protecting these because you can see they're still full of holes, but that's my fault really for not fitting it properly. and I think I need to find an alternative to the plastic netting, because I want to cover the fruit bushes next year so the pigeons don't eat them all, and I'll have to try and see if you can get like a non-plastic net. I mean, in the old days you used to get string nets, or I don't know if they make them out of hemp or bamboo or anything like that. I'll probably have to Google it and find out what there is available. But I think I'm going to go plastic free as much as I can and try and just ditch all that stuff and see if I can manage without it. I'm sure I can. You know, there's loads of stuff that you can do without that doesn't need to be plastic. So that's going to be my project for next year. So I've had a great season so far. Now I need to think about what I can do over the winter, and trying to keep the place tidy and give it a good weed and just get ready for the next season, and maybe save up my pennies to get a new glass greenhouse. Right, this is Johnny Parker, and this is Allotmenty, and if you've liked this, then please subscribe and ting the little bell to get your updates, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.